When you take a walk to combat art block and you get an idea, maybe great, maybe not. You grab all your paints, all your pencils, set a date to create something, maybe great, maybe not. So join me today as I draw something great. It's Kai Draws Now. Hey everybody, I'm the Attack Artist, and today I'll be celebrating reaching 500 subscribers with you guys. But you're past 500. Yes, I know it's kinda late, but hey, it's here now. And yes, I know, the 600 sub special as well will also be releasing soon, as well as the 700 sub special. So don't worry, keep an eye out for the 600 sub special because I'll be trying my hand at drawing with a mouse. It's harder than it sounds. Anyway, so for 500 subscribers, I did an art raffle where I would draw 3 viewer chants. However, that's not all. I'd be drawing them, Moochie and I, in MS Paint. I thought it would be a fun and interesting challenge since I've drawn with so many other art programs before. So let's see how I did. First off, let's talk about the digital programs I've used. And just so you know, I'm only talking about digital stuff because before that, of course, I've used to draw on paper. But I soon realized that I really prefer digital. So anyway, I've used so many to draw throughout the years, but the first one I actually used was Miiverse. Now, if you guys didn't know, Miiverse had a drawing functionality that was just on the website. It came with it, it was free, and it was really simple and really fun to use. It didn't have any colors, but that was fine for me because as a kid, I hated coloring. And that's why my coloring is kind of stunted. I'm working on it, but still, to this day, I greatly prefer drawing versus coloring. Now, I would draw for hours, sometimes all day long from when I woke up to went to bed, drawing on Miiverse. It gave me so much practice, and I wouldn't be the artist I am today without it. I actually think it was better than Flipnote Studio, which is what I've posted my first animations on YouTube in that program. Which is a great program, don't get me wrong, it's just super pixelated in a small screen. Now, when I was a kid, I actually had the original Flipnote on my DSi. I didn't know though that it was supposed to be an animation program, so I kind of make little weird animatics on there, which were very weird, and stuff like that. But I didn't realize it was a full-on animation program. I don't know, maybe one day I'll do a video on that. And then I got Flipnote Studio 3D, which I sadly think Nintendo discontinued being able to get that, on my 3DS, which is what all the animations on YouTube are. So, maybe we'll get one on Switch? I mean, it's a really good program, and we still don't have, an art academy on Switch or anything like that. Now, speaking of Art Academy, at around the same time I was drawing on Miiverse, on the Wii U, I got Art Academy. Both the simple version that was $4, and then the full version, which was $20. You can see a bunch of old art from me drawn using that program in the form of the old Speedpaints. You know, the really old ones which don't have any commentary. Well, the thing is, I actually have a lot that I never posted, so eventually I will be posting all of those to YouTube, except instead of using the app that lets you post them to YouTube on the Wii U, well, that doesn't work anymore. Instead, I'm actually going to be uploading them fully edited with commentary. So they're going to be a lot more interesting than my old ones, which don't have commentary. Now, before Miiverse, before Art Academy, before all of that, the very first art program I used, technically, was, wouldn't you know it, MS Paint. Except it was with a mouse. Now, let me just say, I can't use a mouse to draw at all. I can't. However, when I was a kid, I was just used to the mouse pad. So I would draw all the time and stuff. And I even did a kind of an animation on it, which was super short and simple, only a few frames, and it was made for my cringy live-action Pikmin show, like with plushes and stuff, back when I was like 12. It was recorded on the 3DS. Ah, memories. Maybe one day I'll share that awful, quote-unquote, show. Thinking about it, I also did, 2 quote-unquote Zelda movies, which was with toys. And, I also did a Minecraft Let's Play. And all of this was recorded on the 3DS. Oh, man. I hate to do this to myself, but if you guys are interested in that, let me know. Now, cringy past aside, I have used MS Paint before. So yes. However, it was forever ago, so it's been a long time. And it was when I was a kid without a drawing tablet, so I've forgotten a lot of my knowledge of drawing. However, despite MS Paint being a super basic program, I still use it today. But not for drawing, except in this challenge. I still use it for the videos because to create assets for the videos. So for example, when I need to put text on screen for videos, I use MS Paint to make those pop-ups. And when I create the thumbnails to make the board around the videos and stuff and text, I use MS Paint for that. And also some other things, just random video assets. Well, Kai, why don't you use, I don't know, a good program to make thumbnails? Like Fire Alpaca or that fancy editing program you use? Well, the thing is, if there's art in the thumbnail, that is created in Fire Alpaca. But to put everything together with the art, lettering, and images like official art from Nintendo games, I have to use all my assets and put them together like a puzzle in MS Paint. I have to say I'm very used to my method, so it's kind of hard to switch to like HitFilm or something. And I've tried to use HitFilm before to do it, but it just is more time consuming. So for now, I'm sticking with my method. Now then, with all that talk out of the way, let's finally talk about the making of this video. Okay, so first off, I had to draw my sketch, which was actually very hard to figure out. Now, I could only do a storyboard sketch and then move on to the line art, because there's only one layer on MS Paint. So the storyboard sketch and the final drawing had to be on the same layer. So after the storyboard sketch, just to get the idea down, I had to do the line art on top of it, which meant I couldn't actually do any sketches. I couldn't be able to try different things or anything. So first try, I had to make sure the anatomy was good, and everything was how I wanted it. There were no do-overs. The line art was very time consuming because of this. And I changed a few things from the sketch, but surprisingly, it actually turned out pretty good, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. Now, recently, I've noticed that I have same face syndrome in most of my art and same body syndrome. As in, every time I draw, everyone has the same body type. So, for the past month or so, when I work on commissions and other projects, I have worked to beat that. And I can say, I'm still working on body types, but I can say that I've pretty much beaten same face syndrome. In this drawing, I made sure every person had a different face, which meant different eyes, noses, mouths, expressions, different skin colors, which was actually a little bit difficult in MS Paint because trying to get different skin colors in MS Paint is very difficult. But I tried my best. In my real drawings in Fire Alpaca, I can get like better skin colors and stuff. But besides that, I even tried to vary different eyebrows, as long as they match the person's drawings and the self or real pictures they give me to work with. And honestly, that's my favorite part of the speed paint, and I'm very happy at how different everyone looks. Now, the coloring. Oh man, the coloring. This took me even longer than the line art. The thing is, since the sketch is on the same layer, I had to color over the sketch, which meant no paint bucket tool. Everything had to be colored in pixel by pixel, and this is why it took so long. I hadn't realized how much I would miss this tool, and while doing this, I recalled how this was exactly why my drawings in Art Academy took forever. Because, just like Art Academy, there was no paint bucket tool. Now, let me just say, to clarify, yes, in MS Paint there is a paint bucket tool. But I couldn't use it because how the sketch was on the same layer. I mean, I could use it in tiny amounts, but it really didn't help. And even when I would use it would not color in everything and leave horrible white pixels, which is why in the final drawing there's some white pixels. Now, after doing all the flat colors, I moved on to the shading, which was actually the easiest out of everything to do, and there's not too much I can say on this since I did my regular cell shading style. I will say though that I really like how the eyes turned out. Now, the last detail of this drawing, besides the cute, simple background, is their shirts. I finally got a chance to redesign the Viewer-chan shirts. Now, it's a simple design, but I like it. It's a lot better than just writing Viewer-chan on a shirt and just calling it a day. I took the pen from my shirt, and since Muchi already has a controller in his shirt design, I gave the Viewer-chans the art pen. So, when Muchi comes together with the controller, the Viewer-chans come together with the pen, they make my logo. Pretty nice touch, eh? I don't mean to be that person who's like, I'm gonna put more deep meaning than there actually is. But for real, it's symbolic, because without Muchi and without you Viewer-chans, I wouldn't be able to create the content I'm creating. Now, speaking of Viewer-chans, let's talk about the 3 wonderful people who won this art raffle. Now, let me just say, the video where I announced this art raffle is unlisted, so if you're wondering how they won, what I did is I had the art raffle be on Twitter and YouTube, and I had everyone say a random number, whatever number they want. You can choose any number, and then I would use a random number generator. Whoever's number was the closest, or whoever's number was exactly on point, got to be in the art raffle, and I was able to choose 3 Viewer-chans. So, with all that on the nonsense, let's start off with Kandy Kat, who's the far left girl. She's a really good friend of mine who I met on Miiverse, and one of my moderators of my Zelda server, Hylians Unite. She's a fantastic artist who draws stuff ranging from Nintendo fan art to original art. You can subscribe to her on her YouTube channel, which I highly recommend, for speed paints and gaming content. You can also follow her on Twitter and Instagram for art and fun posts. Thank you so much for supporting me, Kandy. You're a very good friend and I love talking to you. Next, we've got Lauren, the girl on the far right of the drawing. She's a very talented girl and a great person. I really love her art and I hope that we can become closer friends. Now, Lauren has a lot of places where she shares her art, such as Twitter, DeviantArt, and Instagram. You can also purchase her art on Redbubble. And she's got a super cool webcomic called Dead Park, which you can read on Webtoons. Here's a synopsis on what it's about. A young college student named Ellie stumbles upon a dead amusement park. Despite its eeriness and uncanny aura, Ellie has a heart for photography and seeks an opportunity to take some unique and interesting pictures. However, the park is not quite as dead on the inside as it might appear to be on the outside. If you're interested, I highly recommend giving it a read. And if you'd like to support her, she has a Ko-Fi, Patreon, and commissions. Lastly, like Kandy, she also has a YouTube channel where she's posted her art and animations. Thanks for being awesome, Lauren. I really admire how creative you are. And last, but certainly not least, there's Chris. You can find him in the drawing as the tall boy next to Lauren and me. Now, Chris is a kind and sweet person. I remember the first time we met. He joined my Zelda server Hylians Unite a little after it first started, late one night. And when he joined and I said hello, he freaked out and was like, "Oh my gosh, am I actually speaking to Kai?" And it was so sweet. He then told me he loves my channel and he'd watch every video. And that was like a year ago, so I've improved a lot. And that he's been watching since my first upload. And that hit me like a ton of bricks because my first video, I mean, I hate to rag on past Kai, but it's not too great. So I have to say, I teared up. It was super kind that someone could support me since literally the very beginning. So thank you so much, Chris, for sticking around since the beginning. It means so much, and I'm happy to call you my friend. If you'd like to check out Chris, he's got an Instagram that you can follow. And he's also still in Hylians Unite. You can also find a lot of his great art in the fan art videos. If you're interested in supporting these three, all the links to their stuff will be in the description below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. It was super fun to draw you three. And to all the other viewer chans watching, thank you all for helping me reach 500 subscribers. That was my goal of 2019, and I reached it late last year. I hope you all will continue to support me and that we'll reach 1,000 this year. I'm so thankful to have such a kind and tight-knit community. I mean, I love how everyone knows each other, and it's so nice seeing everyone become friends via the live streams, fan art videos, and just my videos in general. And from this video, you can see how talented our community is. Thank you so much, everybody. And the speed paint is done! I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I think it looks rather nice for MS Paint. What do you guys think about it? Comment below your thoughts, and also comment below if you've ever used MS Paint to draw and what you think of the program. It was a fun challenge, so expect more of these art challenges. Starting with our next milestone, the 600 sub special of drawing with a mouse. That'll post very soon, so look forward to that. So, I'm the Otaku Artist, and I'll see you all next time for the 600 special mouse challenge. Bye!